Welcome tonight to October the 2nd, 2018, regular Owensboro Board of Commissioners meeting. This time I'd like City Clerk Beth Cecil to please call the roll.
Commissioner Jay Vallada.
Here.
Commissioner Larry Condor.
Here.
Mayor Tom Watson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bob Glenn.
Here.
Commissioner Pam Smith-Wright.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, we'll ask Commissioner Pam Smith-Wright to please give our invocation and pledge it to the flag. Please stand.
Would you please bow and pray with me or have silent meditation, whatever your preference? Dear Lord, you are the source of our wisdom. We pray that you would impact your wisdom to our elected officials, that we may pursue the welfare of our city, the good of every citizen. Give us the wisdom to provide equal opportunities for everyone to succeed in their work and reach their goals and pursue their dreams. May we work tirelessly to untangle the many social issues that plague our society. We ask for your blessings for our men and women in uniform and our first responders. Keep them safe and in perfect peace. I ask these things in your name. Amen. Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next item on the agenda is presentations. There's a transit bus initiative for Election Day, and this time I will call Andrew Howard of the Chamber Young Professionals to the podium to state his name and address for the record and make his presentation, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Andrew Howard, 100 East 3rd Street, representing Chamber Young Professionals and Chamber of Commerce. Being one of the largest ballots in Owensboro and Davis County history, we feel the necessary need to, make an impact and make a push. And how can we do that? And the way that we're kind of thinking of, and we're asking for your help and assistance in this, is we want to spread the word on how important this election is to so many local races. As you all know, it's the local races that truly impact our living. We're currently partnering with the Chamber of Commerce on their Go Vote initiative to increase voter turnout on Election Day. Additionally, we're partnering with the Wendell Ford Statesmanship Academy on the grassroots effort. They'll be working with local high schools to spread the word about Election Day at specific high school events. We're also creating a video, and in that video will be shared across multiple social media platforms to help spread the word about this important day. We're going to ask these people on this push on social media to change their, profile pictures and pages for the Go Vote initiative. We would like to partner with the City of Owensboro and ask that buses run at no cost to those riders on Election Day. Again, I want to stress and to clarify, we are not asking for specific routes, but only to run at no cost for these patrons. Thank you for your time, and we would really appreciate your support on this. Thanks.
Thank you, Andrew. City Manager, can we accomplish this?
Yes, sir. Mayor, the staff has no concerns with this. The financial costs will be minimal, and considering the commitment to democracy, we think it's a good idea.
Thank you. Okay, Andrew, you did good.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda, 4B, Dog Park. Ms. Patty Martin. I believe she has a powerful PowerPoint presentation, she said.
It is powerful. Hi, my name is Patricia Martin. I live at 3624 Tree Haven Bend, Owensboro, Kentucky, 42303. Good evening. I'm here to talk to you about Castleton Dog Park in Legion Park. I was here previously and described what an off-leash park is. It's a place where citizens can go and take their dogs, let them off the leash to run in a fenced area. So we're asking you to consider this, a 2-acre area fenced within Legion Park to be used as a dog park. We have funds earmarked and tagged for the installation of the park. Did you get that earmarked and tagged? Other cities have already added this amenity. Examples include Paducah, who has 25,000 citizens, has a 7-acre park. Henderson, 28,000 citizens, a 0.65-acre park. Hopkinsville, 65,000 citizens, a 5-acre park. Berea, 15,000 citizens, 4-acre park. Lexington has over 300 citizens, but have currently 6 dog parks. So the proposed location that we're looking at is the northeast corner of Legion Park. The official entry point would be from that point where the Rotary Pavilion is. If you walk towards J.R. Miller, it's going to be on the inside of the walking track, just slightly, I don't know, not even a quarter of a mile down. We would fence approximately 2 acres. It would be 2 1-acre sections. We would avoid lighting and power under the ground as well as certain established trees. And the budget that we have includes decorative entryway, water, gates where you would take your dog, let them off the leash, and then let them into the free area. And gates that could be opened for easier maintenance. So what we're requesting tonight is for the City Parks and Recreation to oversee the construction and maintenance of the park, for the Dog Park Committee and City Parks Director to work together to include all the donor gifts that we have already recorded, and to approve the construction to begin. We humbly request the commission to vote to begin construction on the dog park on or before October 15th, or to move forward with the process of bids to begin, and the mayor to instruct staff to submit a municipal order if necessary to be approved on October 16th. And that's the end of my slide presentation, but I invite any questions.
Commissioner Smith-Wright.
Yes, could you go back a couple of slides?
Maybe?
Let me get it pulled up.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I can't find it.
Okay, not that far back.
Down, back. Another one. Go back. Oh, you're going the wrong way, I think. You're going back toward the beginning. I mean toward the end.
Okay, there's,
Okay, right there.
okay.
You says example, make sure there are 10 benches for the 10 donors of benches.
Correct.
Okay. So is it only benches that you're going to do?
We have quite a large list of people who have given $250 to $1,000 that will have a sign placed somewhere on the fence. We have at least 10 donors of benches that we collected money for and said you would have a bench. So we just want to make sure that if somebody decides they want to give for a bench, that we have the right number of benches for the number of donors. We don't want to have somebody who has given money and then not have a bench for them.
Okay. Well, you didn't have signs on here, and I had given money toward a sign, and I was just wondering if we were still not doing the signs or doing the signs or.
No, we still plan on doing the signs. Everything that we have a pretty specific list of who donated what and how much, so that we know, because we had a list of items that you could purchase to support the dog park, and we just want to make sure that we follow that through. We don't want to just hand everything over and that's just lost in the shuffle.
Okay, thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
all.
Thank you. Thank you for your donation.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Martin. Next item on the agenda is item 5A. I would like to consider the approval of the minutes dated September 18th, 2018, September 20th, 2018. I will make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Commissioner Smith-Wright, you have a question from
Yes, sir. Do we not vote on the dog park thing? Or
at 13th? When is it?
Well, I think,
It's city manager.
thank you, Mayor. We would like, I think, some direction from the commission. So if there is a consensus of the commission to move forward with their proposal, we could prepare the memorandum of agreement or memorandum of understanding, which would be before you for approval on the 16th.
so do I make a motion that we,
Do you want that feedback now?
Yeah, either, whatever is your preference. If you're ready to make a decision today, that's certainly okay. But if you'd like to take more time to consider it, that's understandable as well.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the dog park presentation.
Does she need a second?
Yes.
Okay, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay. Item 5B is to consider board appointments. Owensboro Davis County Regional Airport Board. Reappoint Clay Ford to a 4-year term expiring October the 1st, 2022. And Cable Advisory Board. Reappoint David Ralph, Michael Peacock, to a term expiring November 18, 2019. Reappoint Corey Grant to a 2-year term expiring May 17, 2020. Appoint Jared Revelet to a 2-year term effective October 1st, 2018. Is there a motion to approve these appointments?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I have some discussion basically on the, not about the people, but the Cable Advisory Board. Can anybody fill us in as to what they actually do, since we've had so much trouble with the cable and what they've done to us in the city buildings? Anybody have any background information on that? Anybody?
Mayor, I could
Okay.
provide some additional, or some
Sure.
initial comments, and maybe other staff could jump in as appropriate. But this board is advisory regarding cable issues, in particular the cable franchise. Some years ago, the cable service used to provide the city free service and equipment that was actually included in the contract or the franchise agreement. Due to changes in state law, that's no longer included in the actual franchise itself, but is a donation, if you will, in a letter that accompanies the franchise agreement. The cable company has decided to no longer donate that to us, so they intend to, I believe, start charging us for cable TV service to city facilities, which has been free historically, and they also intend to start charging us for carrying or broadcasting the city TV channel, which of course these meetings are broadcast out, the Planning Commission and fiscal court meetings as well. So they intend to start charging us for that as well. So we're reviewing various options now as far as what we may do regarding both TV service in the building, looking at other options, whether it be a antenna and go old school, or whether we go with a Roku or some other device, more of an IP or an internet-based program. We're also looking at what to do regarding broadcasting the channel. We know we'll continue to broadcast our channel or live stream our channel on our website. We'll continue to have our YouTube channel. We're looking at broadcasting on Facebook Live. We have to get a little bit of software, but it's a relatively minor scope, so we'll start broadcasting live on YouTube, our meetings as well. So we're looking through those changes now, but due to these changes, we wanted to sort of re-engage this panel, this advisory committee relative to cable to help us walk through these decisions as well, because they are typically the professional or technical specialists, and this is a very technical field.
Okay, to summarize then, we used to get Channel 75, I guess it was, and we used to get cable in whatever city facility, and that was free from the cable company.
Correct.
And now the charge is what?
I don't recall the actual charge, or do we know the actual charge yet?
I don't know the extra. I know for residential it's $8 a box, and I know there's a corporate package. But they being Spectrum, and did a tour through City Hall and said that they'd get back to us with the proposal. They have yet to get back to us with that information.
Okay, thank you. All right. Yes, Commissioner Smith-Wright.
Thank you. I
Welcome.
just, there's a lot of elderly people who they have TVs and they may have cable, but they don't have computers to go on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. They may not even know how to get on YouTube. So, I'd like to hear how much they are planning on charging us and
Yep.
see.
Okay,
Because
understand, will do.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So now we can approve these board appointments. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 6, ordinance, second reading. Therefore, we'll have a roll call vote. I had no correspondence with anybody on the commission concerning any of these 2 items that were read at first reading. So at this time, we'd like to have second reading by Counselor, item 6A.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Ordinance 18-2018, an ordinance annexing to the city of Owensboro certain unincorporated territory in Davis County, adjoining the present boundary line of the city, formerly used as an animal shelter and being property located at 2935 Highway 54, containing 0.844 acres more or less. Publicly read for approval on second reading this second day of October 2018.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Okay, any discussion from the commission? Any discussion from the public? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote. Ms. Cecil?
Commissioner Vallata,
Yes.
Commissioner Condor,
Yes.
Mayor Watson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glenn,
Yes.
Commissioner Smithwright.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, Counselor, item 6B, please. And I had no discussion with any of the other commissioners after the first reading as to the intention of how we were going to proceed. So we'll go with the second reading for vote.
Ordinance 19-2018, an ordinance annexing to the city of Owensboro certain unincorporated territory in the county of Davis, adjoining the present boundary line of the city, being property currently owned by the Commonwealth of Kentucky and located at 3001 Highway 54, containing 14.54 acres more or less. Publicly read for approval on second reading this second day of October 2018.
I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Okay, any comments from the commission? Any comments from the public? Hearing none, we'll have roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Condor,
Yes.
Mayor Watson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glenn,
Yes.
Commissioner Smithwright,
Aye.
Commissioner Vallata.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 7, ordinance, first reading, we do not have any. Item 8, municipal orders, we do not have any. Item 9, city manager, we do have a city manager, okay, so 9A.
I hope so. Thank you, Mayor. If I could ask you to call on Angela Hamrick to present the financial report for July.
Ms. Hamrick, please give us the financial report.
Yes, Mayor and Commission. The financial report for the year-to-date and the month ended July 31st, 2018. Our general fund revenues through July of $4,095,971 are $113,976 under budget, primarily due to the insurance premium tax license fee, offset by occupational tax. The general fund expenditures of $3,534,035 were $2,976,245 under budget, primarily due to timing in capital projects due to reflecting the annual budget for capital projects in July. It's also partially due to timing in supplies and general government expenditures. Revenues and expenditures in other funds are in line with the year-to-date budget, with the following exceptions. Sanitation fund expenditures are $244,963, are $1,369,864 under budget, primarily due to timing of capital outlay. Transit fund revenues and expenditures are under budget, and this is simply due to timing. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And I'm going to ask the city clerk to put our bar graph up for viewing. And I'll speak in more detail about the variances on the bar graph. The bar graph, as you see here, is a picture of our total general fund revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year, which happens to be 1 month at this point, ended July 31st. The green bar reflects revenue at the old rates, the blue bar reflects revenue at the new rates, and the red bar reflects our expenditures. The year end would have reflected a surplus of $70,905 on the old rate structure. With the new rate structure, we have a surplus of $561,936. With that, I would like to briefly review the variances. Revenues are lower than budgeted, and this is primarily due to the insurance premium license fee, or what we refer to as the IPLF. They're lower than budget. And what this is due to is timing, in that the budget reflects our higher IPLF rate. If you'll remember, we increased that rate 2% effective July 1. So, but the actuals happen to be a month in delay, like the insurance companies remit quarterly. So what they remitted this July was for activity last quarter, which happens to be prior fiscal year, okay? So what you're gonna see is just a timing difference. I fully expect the IPLF to catch up as the year goes on, because the budget, when extrapolated back to our original rates, is basically flat, okay? The IPLF variance is partially offset by occupational license fees, which at this point is a good thing, but possible that part of it could be due to timing. Expenditures are lower than budget, primarily due to timing of projects, as I mentioned earlier. When we carry over our POs and unfinished projects, those are also entered. That budget is also entered in the month of July. And as I referenced earlier, 100% of the capital budget is reflected in July. So together, these factors somewhat inflate the budget for the 1 month. This will even out as the year progresses on. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to try and answer.
Questions from the staff, the commission? Any questions from the public?
You're welcome, Mayor.
No file for audit and all that kind of stuff. We're good just to let it go right now, huh?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item B, consider personnel appointment. City manager, sir.
Thank you, sir. We have the following appointments this evening. John Pryor, probationary, full-time, non-civil service appointment to Public Works bus driver with Public Works Department, effective October 8th. Brandon Harden, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointment to firefighter with the Fire Department, effective October 2nd. Teresa McKenzie, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointment to occupational revenue clerk with the Finance Department, effective October 2nd. Whitney Payne, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointment to police officer with the Police Department, effective October 2nd. Victoria Pinarello, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointment to telecommunicator with the Police Department, effective October 2nd. Caleb Bratcher, Wesley Dunn, Zane Glass, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointments to police officer with effective October 3rd. Mayor, these are all existing positions.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And just to step back a second, so we don't have to approve this financial report at all by vote? No?
I think you moved to file it for audit? Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to file this financial report for audit. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you, City Clerk. City Manager, you have any comments?
No additional comments, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, comments from elected officials. Commissioner Smith-Wright.
Thank you, Mayor. While I was in Louisville at our last meeting, at a Kentucky League of Cities board meeting that I'm on the executive board, we try to do something for each community and as a whole. And so this year we packed some food and things like that for some homeless people. And then I chose to go with a group who were making safety kits for our police officers. And the safety kits have gloves and
Running shoes?
Huh?
Running shoes?
No. Things where they can pick up drugs and stuff without harming themselves.
Disposable gloves.
So I would like for Chief Art to come forward so I can give him, because once we did those packages, we probably packaged over 2,000 or 3,000 of them, and because we helped, they gave me some to give to our police departments. And that's all I have. Thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Glenn.
Just two very quick comments. The first is want to congratulate Green River Area Development District for their 50th anniversary and all the great work they've done across all the counties that they serve. I had occasion to be at the ribbon cutting for the new water plant in McLean, and Jaten and his crew were there. So you don't gain the scope of their work even beyond Davis County until you see the sort of work that they've done, and that was a badly needed project for that area, and they brought it through. The second comment I have is I'm very happy with Kevin Frizzell and OMU and their agreement to buy into solar, and I think that is intelligent. While we want to support coal and natural gas, I think the more diversity of energy options we have, potentially in the future, maybe we'll have fewer rate increases because we have the ability to shift our allocations to, say, solar from natural gas if the price goes up. So I'm very, very happy and pleased to see that. And I know their board had talked about doing that, so I commend them for that choice. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to publicly thank Jailer Art Maglier and his crew for being able to address the entryways coming into our city especially around the bypass and the underpasses. If you'll notice, for some time now, the state has not necessarily paid a lot of attention to what our bypass looks like. And Jailer Maglinger has some of his crew out there attempting to clean that up and take some of the old brushes down and get them to look better. So I believe that was even part, Mayor, of the OBKY project to address a little bit of the entryways coming into our city. So the jailer and his inmates are trying to do a very good job with that. So hats off to Jailer Maglinger. And the only last thing is everyone have a safe and well-deserved fall break. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Commissioner Vellada.
Thank you, Mayor. Just real quick, great program last night at River Park Center. Hopefully raised a lot of money at the Taste of Owensboro. That was a good event. Congratulations to Windy Hollow Speedway and Dragway opening up after a long series of years off at the drag strip. They had a great turnout. Those guys worked really hard to keep the motorsports community in everybody's light. It was an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to MC the GRADSA, Greater Owensboro, or I'm sorry, Green River Area Down Syndrome Association Buddy Walk over the weekend. Fantastic turnout down at the McConnell Plaza. Haven't seen one that large ever, so I'm sure they raised a lot of funds for that organization, did a great job. Also, just a quick shout out to the Aid to Homeless folks and their board of directors and the Greater Owensboro Realtor Association for a well-received event at the O.Z. Tyler Distillery. Those folks did a great job in trying to give back in the community in regard to our homeless and the needs of those folks. Also, just a real quick shout out to my good friend Army Armstrong. They're doing a fundraiser today out at the Texas Roadhouse for the Honor Flight, one of his causes. And I'd like to thank Army personally for bringing me into the motorsports world many, many years ago and giving me the opportunity to pack a microphone. I had the opportunity to thank him personally, and he's a legend, and people need to recognize that. Can't say enough about how much it's been an honor to work with him over the years. So that's all I got. Other than that, Mayor, I'm just glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to wish a happy 100th birthday to J.T. O'Brien, World War II veteran. Today is his birthday, 10/2/18, so I'll give him a shout out. Okay, item number 11, open public forum. Members of the audience are invited to address the City Commission on any matter of public concern that was not on tonight's agenda. Comments are limited to issues within the scope and responsibility of this commission. City Commission meetings are held to conduct city business for the benefit of Owensboro citizens and taxpayers. The meetings are not intended to serve as public forums for candidates or who are campaigning for political office. Political candidates, like any citizen, may address any item on the City Commission's agenda. During the open session public forum, any citizen of Owensboro may address a specific city-related issue not on the agenda. But candidates for any political office will not be allowed to use the commission meeting to promote his or her candidacy for public office. This time, anyone who wishes to address the city commission, please make their way to the podium to be recognized. Speakers must state their name and their home address for the clerk's record and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Since the item is not on the agenda, no response is required from city staff or the commission. And the mayor reserves the right to extend the time to the speaker. Anyone would like to speak?
How you doing, Mayor?
Yeah.
Just want to thank you guys for opening up the floor for people to speak. Only thing I really got tonight, Jay, I want to thank you for Saturday. My brother has Down syndrome, and you did a great job emceeing the event. We kind of had a proposal down there with Matthew, so that was kind of that was pretty cool if anybody got to see that.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Would you please state your name and address for the record?
Sorry, Mr. Watson. My name's Josh Cook, Hawthorne Drive.
Thank you.
The only thing I really bring forth to the commission tonight is that the dog park got proposed here tonight, and you're talking about putting it on the ballot. I believe you said the 16th maybe is the next mission or the commission meeting. I don't know if you guys do this or would do this, but whenever it's going up for vote, is there any way that you guys could inform the city of what the value of the land is that they're requesting for the city to give? What's the maintenance keep that the city's going to have to provide? Because I believe they're going to pay for everything, but they want the city to do the upkeep. Is that correct? Is that what I heard? And if you could provide that, I would like to also see what you plan on cutting out of the city budget to provide the maintenance and upkeep to the dog park, as we've had our taxes raised 3 times this year, being that we don't have enough funds for police officers and stuff like that. So if you do propose and vote on the dog park, I just want to know how you plan to pay for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? We will not have a work session on October the 9th, and the commission meetings are going to be kind of scattered out again because we've got, what is it, Beth? We've got election day. It's supposed to be the next one, so it's probably not a good day to have a city commission meeting. And then we have Thanksgiving, another one, so just maybe look in the newspaper or social media to find out when, we'll probably have some kind of special called meeting in between there, just so we won't have such a, arduous commission meeting. Okay? Anything else? Hearing none, we'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.